Hi everybody. So this is a race from last week. This is Daily Race C. It's kind of an interesting race because it's the Group C cars around Le Mans, and some other interesting aspects is kind of day to night cycle, back to day again, and then it's got dynamic weather too. So this looks like it could be a really good race. Going into corner 2 here, and I get rear-ended. Yeah, so I don't know, these times seem to be spread around all over the place, so there's a lot of different skill levels in these races, and then some B racers, obviously. So trying to recover here, a little bit dicey, getting rear-ended again, like a pinball here all of a sudden, off into the grass. So, man, I'm down to P13 all before I get onto the straight. Anyway, so like I was saying, this race is 6 laps around Le Mans. The dynamic weather makes it so you have to choose the correct tires depending on how much rain there's going to be. As you can see on the radar now, there's a little bit of rain. So I started on the intermediates. I thought there'd be enough water. You can see the water meter on the bottom left corner there. It looks like there's just enough, but you got to pay attention to it. I don't know if you've ever tried to race when there's too much water and you're on the slicks and it's just spin out city after spin out city. It's can make for a pretty frustrating race. Anyway, so this is just me racing along. One of the other neat things is this course, or this layout, they took the chicanes off the straight, so it's just basically flat out for like 30-40 seconds. Anyway, see what I mean? Somebody spun out already. So you're getting 2 spots there. It's a P11 now. Somebody else off to the right there. Kind of get a little bit of a run here. It looks like he doesn't see me there. He kind of bumps me out. No, somebody's off to the left. Get bumped again. The other weird thing about this race is there's no DR updates, no driver rating updates. So you can be finish low, you can finish high. It doesn't really make a difference. So it's kind of too bad because this race was really fun. A little extra incentive to finish up higher might have been a good thing. I think also because there's no DR rating changes, when races go sideways, a lot of people just drop out. I notice that the field, as you go along the race, gets pretty darn small. See it getting darker. Lights are on. I'm going to go into the pits right away because I don't think... Oh! Did not quite get the braking point there. Luckily, I did not go over the lines, so I didn't pick up a 3-second penalty, but sort of have some damage on the front end still. So, putting the mediums on because I figure that the water and the rain is going to be back, as you can see, but it's probably not going to be so bad that I'm going to need the intermediate tires. It's kind of an undercut strategy too. Go in after the first lap, switch onto the mediums, and just hope that your tires will last for the rest of the race, and you can use your pace to make up those positions. So it looks to me like the water is pretty much away. Here's the night. You can see how dark it gets here. I didn't really pay attention here, and I kind of, oh man, right into the wall there. Fast forward to the end of lap 2, make up, or no, I don't make up a spot here. I thought I was going to get a new spot, but it's just, maybe it's just a good point to show that it's how dark it really is. Closing up. So for this race, I'm in the Nissan, the RCP92. The meta car on the leaderboards is the Sauber Mercedes C6. I think mostly because there's a better balance of the speed and the handling, because there are some spots on this track where you do need the handling. The Nissan has a definite advantage in the top end speed, which I'm hoping to take advantage of. Further on to lap 3. And I mean, oh, there we go. So in all of these sharp corners, I'm using the gearbox to slow it down, going all the way down to first gear. And then I'm short shifting out of the corner into second gear to keep the wheel spin down, because this car is a monster with acceleration, so kind of really need to be in control of it. Let's see how dark it is. It's just crazy. Going into the more handling portions of the course. Now I am sort of cheating a little bit. I've got the braking areas on, and it kind of makes it so that I can see where the track is, even in the dark, when you're not really supposed to. So anyway, I don't know if it made a difference or not. A spot here. Go around the Mazda. So far my undercut is working. I've made up a significant amount of spots. See if I can pick up 2 more in the pits here. There we go. So up to P6. Start of lap 4. So by now I'm starting to get the track down. Knowing where they, how much I can cut, reasonably good brake markers, turning markers. The biggest turning marker that you need to be is this, not this one, but the next corner. Where to brake, where to turn, because this is the corner that you will carry as much of your speed so that you can get a good run down that back straight. So it looks like P5 is slipstreaming ahead of me with somebody from P4. And that's a cool visual. Those sparks coming off the skid plates. That's a really cool visual, especially in the dark. The slipstream is really helpful in this race. So if you can get out onto the straight with a slipstream buddy, you can make up even more time. As you can see here, I'm kind of falling back because they're bump drafting each other and they're pulling away. So down to the heavy braking corner here. So the rain has kind of come back a little bit, so I'm being a little extra careful. Buddy went off. I don't know if he didn't have the right tires or stayed off. He was off the racing line. Anyway, down to the end of lap 4. Looking into the chicanes. Trying to pick up another spot in the pits here. There we go. Up to P4. Nice. So, hoping I can make back another spot. There's still about 15 seconds of delta there. That's going to be hard to make up unless there's some kind of major interaction. We do have 1 lap left, or 1.5 laps left. So, look at that visual with the sun coming up, the day or the night to day cycle. That's amazing. So here I am at the end of lap P5. P3 is in the pits. I'm hoping to catch him and pass him, but not quite. But I did close the gap considerably. So one long lap left to try and hunt him down and get him get back to P3 where I started. So here's where the Nissan really pays off. I don't know if you can see, but the delta is dropping pretty quickly because of the top speed. I'm not sure which car is in P3 right now. I'm guessing it's the Mercedes. Better handling, but not quite the same top end speed. So still see the sparks from the skid plates. It's pretty cool. And braking. Oh, and as I get close enough, I can see that he has a 3-second penalty. So this is where I've been listening to some other drivers, namely the guy that one of my guys that I watch, Kaibo, and he's been talking about somebody else's kind of rules for racing. And really what it is about keeping your head, it seems like, and not always be aggressive and charging in. So I see he's got a 3-second penalty here. I don't need to pass him. I am just, as long as I stay close, stay on the line, keep racing, the penalty is going to take care of that for me. So those pit lane penalties are killer. So here we are down into the final chicane. So back up to P3. Not bad. Good for being all the way in last place. Anyway. So if you are enjoying these videos, if you could give me a like, it really helps. If you could do me another favor and hit that subscribe button. Maybe I can get up to 15 or 20 subscribers. That would also be a big help. So thanks for watching, and see you again next time.